Hi guys, so we are going to be doing our other read aloud today. So we've been talking about poetic language. So using words to make you feel like you're there. Describing words, juicy, I see the sun, it is bright as a yellow skittle. Those kinds of things that we're going to hear in some of our books. So yesterday we read a book about puddles, but now we get to read about mud. Okay, so we're gonna hear a lot of the stuff in poetry is just sounds like squish, squash, squish. So you might hear some of those words. Do you have any other words that you think might be in this book? Okay, there's a lot of mud that's in this illustration here. Lauren Stringer did the illustrations and they are really awesome. How do you think the mud feels? It looks like the kid's standing in the mud. How do you think it would feel between your toes? Would you like to be barefoot in the mud? I don't think I would like it that much. I don't think it would squeeze through your toes. Oh man, squishy. So we're going to read this book by Mary Lyn Ray, and it's illustrated by Lauren Stringer. So I want you to pause and go tell someone what it means to be an author and what it means to be an illustrator. Those are very important things that we need to focus on in our book. Who made it? Who did the pictures? Okay, which is which? One night it happens. I want you to look at the illustration. How do you know what time of day it is? Look at the picture. I see stars. That's one. I see that it's dark. And I see the moon. Maybe it begins in the warm of the day, and night only releases the scent. So now it's daytime, and I want to go back to this part. It says, the night only releases the scent. So that means that it smells. There's a really good smell going on. What do you think it might smell like? This kind of looks like snow. And it sounds like it's melting. What might it smell like outside? It's a good one to think of. But it's always at night that it happens. I keep saying it happens. What is happening at night? Someone opening a door will notice earth comes unfrozen. So it just told us what is happening. The earth becomes unfrozen. So I want to go back a couple pages so that you can see this all was snow. And it's getting smaller and smaller. So if it's getting smaller and smaller, what's happening to the snow? It looks like it's melting. A cold, sweet smell rises in the ground, like sap in the snow. Do you know what sap is? So this is snow, and it smells sweet. Sap is like a tree's blood. It kind of gives that tree energy. It's what's inside the tree, and sometimes it's sticky. So if you ever cut into a tree, sometimes you might see a little sap. By morning, brown leaves loosen from their frozen drifts and run rattling in the flapping wind. So the leaves that were stuck in the snow or frozen to the ground, the ice is starting to melt around it, and the leaves are starting to fly away. Small scattered stones, where the sun has seen them, will thaw pools of grass. So there's something, it's melting and starting to become puddles. remember their colors. So right now they're dark and kind of brown. What colors do you think they'll remember? What colors do you think they'll remember being? Oh, look. He has his shoes off. Oh, man. Here he goes. Winter will squish, squawk, sop, splat, slurp, melt in mud. So when that snow melts and when it kind of becomes all watery, it makes mud. Happy mud! Look at that picture. Stir it, stick it. He has a stick and it looks like a spoon. It's kind of making like a mud pie. Dig it, dance it. Gooey, gloppy, mucky, magnificent mud! How do you think he feels about mud? Remember, you have to tell me why. I think he's sad because it's all over him. I would be sad if I got mud all over me. Maybe you have a different answer, though. I'd really look at his face and think of all the things that he was doing in it. Come spring, come grass. What do you think about the hills now? What color did they need to remember? Got it. Look how muddy he is. Some mud all over. What do you think his mom's gonna say? Come green. In our last book, the mom said, don't get wet, and they all came in and got wet. That's it for our book. So I'm going to be posting some questions that were posted a little before this, so you can think about it when we read, and then I have an activity for you to do where you get to write down the signs of spring. So what happens? I don't want you to see them all, okay? But we're going to write down, I'm going to give you 3 of them, and you have to come up with some more, okay? So signs of spring on a piece of paper. You can, I'm going to grab a pen, and I have yellow right here. Look at how much writing I've been doing. Okay, and I'm going to write the title, Signs of Spring. So we need to think about what happens when it becomes springtime. There are a lot of different things in there for you to remember and to do, okay? So the first thing that we saw was the snow, okay? But it was doing something. That snow was turning into something. So I'm going to say the snow melts. Signs of spring. Snow melts. And then what does it do? Not just snow, it can be something else that makes it super slippery, like ice. Ice melts. You can write this. But then the snow also goes away. So I'm going to say snow goes. What else happens during spring? Okay. Think of what the air smells like. Think about what the grass had to be, what happened. Okay. And you can make one and post it below. Or you can even make your own outdoors with some Play-Doh or clay if you have that, and take a picture of it because I love that. You guys can post it down below. That would be really, really fun to see. Okay, bye guys.